one, because it would give me a chance to be affiliate. Because I literally just need one more stream. But also just because I wanted to say hi to everyone. I don't even know if anyone like hangs out during the day. I'm just enjoying my like brunch, which is coffee with my new Mulan mug. It says strength and spirit. It's backwards, I think, for y'all. And then Mulan with her horse. And then I have naan with tzatziki on it. So if you're here, say hi. I don't know if anyone's here yet. But I just kind of wanted to talk about what it was like to go to... Oh, it says people are here. I just want to talk about what it was like when we went to Disney during quarantine. So feel free to kind of like hang for a little bit. Let me know you're here in the chat. I'm just going to chat. I'm just going to talk. I don't know if I can like do things while I'm... share my stream. It probably went to my Discord, but let's tweet about it. Tweeter. I am not playing Animal Crossing and chill. That's funny. Apparently I have to change it like every time. We were talking about Walt Disney World, what it was like to go. Talking about... I'm literally trying to type sideways. I hate the sideways keyboard on the iPhone. Corona. Alright, tweet. Sent. I'm gonna send this to the Discord. So there goes my tweet. Share stream. Let's send it to Discord. I hope it doesn't say... Yeah, it says I'm doing Animal Crossing. Y'all, it's alright. Okay, actually, my Discord should automatically do it. What was Disney like in July? Good. Okay, so my Discord just finally cooperated. Yep. Shared on Facebook. If you're here, let me know in the chat. I appreciate anyone who's here. And if no one's here, that's fine too. I've got one viewer. Hi, welcome guys. This is a very chill stream. And even if I have no one here, I don't even really care. Because it's really, that's not the point of this today. I have everything I need to be affiliate except to stream one more time. So here I am. I'm just talking to the phone. I have my Mulan mug. Watch like who's in the chat is actually just Nightbot. Killer Wolves, hi! Hype, you're so sweet. I like those emotes. Yeah, so I am just, hello, 3 people are here. Thanks for coming by. I'm just talking about what dolphins. It sounded like I was gonna say the word dolphins. I was talking about what it was like to be at Walt Disney World in July. I'm only gonna be on until about 12:55 because I have a business call at 1. But Sailor Gamer Girl, hi! Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, you're a sponsor for me too? So sweet. I love Mulan too. Did any of you guys see the new Mulan movie? Because, oh my gosh, it was so good. I know that there's like a lot of political drama, which I'm still kind of conflicted about, but because I am torn about it because I really love the movie itself, but there's a lot of drama surrounding it. But the movie was so good. The animated movie though is like classic. I won't spoil it, I promise. No spoilers here. No problem. You can come back whenever you need to. And if you have to lurk, that's great too. And Nightbot just dropped our Discord. So, we're like, it's a wild party in our Discord. It's mostly memes and like sharing our coffee dreams. We're wild. A lot of Disney stuff. And speaking of Disney, since Spider-Man is now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, has been for a few years now, but so we joke that this is what I look like and this is my favorite color, and then my husband is Spider-Man. Good morning, Dirty Chorizo. So right now I'm actually at home, but we went to Disney in July. We went during the week that it opened. So I kind of just wanted to share a little bit about our experience and what it was like, some things that we liked, some things that maybe we didn't like, things that we hope that they keep. And we had a really good time. Overall, we had a really good time. But you guys are welcome to throw questions in the chat if you've never been to Walt Disney World, if you're like, how did they do this or whatever. If I miss anything, feel free to throw it in the chat there and I'll talk about it. So, Pastor Adam, morning stream. Yeah, so Judah woke up at 9 after I streamed until 2:45 last night. He woke up at 9 and I was like, child. He normally wakes up at 10. So I was like, okay, fine. I also eat, sorry. I eat on my chat, on my streams. I'm having naan with tzatziki. It's a good breakfast, lunch thing. AJ, thanks for popping by. That boy. My child is wild, y'all. You should, if you get a chance, pop over to my Instagram, which, of course, I can't chat on my phone. If anyone wants to put !Insta, show me my Instagram. My child this morning put on one of my Mickey Mouse ears around his neck like a necklace. That was so funny, so I got a video of it. Thanks, AJ, for dropping that for me. Killer Wolves. I've never been to Disney World. It's one of the things on your bucket list. That's awesome. So, Disney World, I'll give you a little backstory of like why we love Disney so much and why I'm so obsessed with it. AJ, you had ice cream for breakfast? That's all you need. That's fine. Just a little pick-me-up sugar in the morning. I mean, my coffee usually has a lot of sugar in it, but that's fine. So, Disney started for us. 2018, my husband and I got married, and we went on a honeymoon to Disney World. And my parents actually, when they got married back in 1991, they did Disney for their honeymoon. And I've heard a lot of people do it, and a lot of people are so funny because they're like, Disney's for kids. Well, here's the thing, y'all. It's not. I mean, it's for families, for sure. But you can enjoy it as a single person. You can enjoy it as a newlywed. You can enjoy it as a mom and dad. They do a really good job of making it like a wide gamut for people. So we went for our honeymoon, and it was really hard to convince my husband because he was like, Disney, like what? Why would we go there for our honeymoon? Like, shouldn't we go to like the Caribbean, you know, something like that, something extravagant, or like in a cabin or whatever. Well, then we were at a bar up in New York, upstate New York, and the guy was wearing, it was an R2-D2 with Mickey Mouse ears on it, and my husband's like, wait a second, Star Wars is Disney? And I was like, yeah, you knew that. And he was like, okay, we're going to Disney for our honeymoon. It's great. So this is crazy, like a God thing, like totally crazy. My parents, back, I think in like 1997, 1998, my dad was military, so I'm a military brat. He had bought some annual pass vouchers. Also want to make sure my phone doesn't die. I have, okay, we're good. We're at like 60%. That should last. He bought some annual pass vouchers from the military, which are like super, super cheap compared to what it is to buy it like at the parks. Back then, I think it was like $200 for an annual pass, maybe like $150 for a kid's annual pass. Frickin' insane. So we had these annual pass vouchers, and we had talked to guest services on the phone, and they were like, you can exchange these for cash value. So we're like, okay, so they're like $250 each. So that means for a 5-day hopper pass, it's like $500. So we're like, so basically one of ours is free, and then the other one we'd have to pay for. So we got to Disney. We had planned to do 5 days at Disney, and then we were going to do 3 days at Universal Studios. Crazy, y'all. Got to guest services, handed them our little vouchers, and kind of explained what we talked about on the phone. And he was like, okay, I'll just type it in and see what discount it gives you. Guys, we got 2 free annual passes, platinum annual passes to Disney. Insane. So, of course, we were like, we're annual pass holders now, and you get 10% off food and 20% off merchandise. We had money set aside to buy our tickets. We had like $600 to $700 that were just for the tickets we were gonna buy. We didn't have to use that anymore. So we had planned on like peanut butter and jelly the whole week and McDonald's and all that stuff, and we were able to like actually eat at the parks and really enjoy our time, which was so awesome. And another crazy blessing during that time is we were able to book some of the unbookable places. just insanity. That'll be another time where we specifically talk about honeymoon, and I'll have my husband with me because it was such a magical time. Star Wars Galaxy Edge is one of the coolest parts about Disney right now. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm definitely gonna get there and talk about it. It's just so awesome. My favorite Disney princess is very hard for me to pick. I usually say Cinderella, just because I've always loved Cinderella. Just always. I like Merida because she's representation for the UK, for the Scotch Irish people, because I'm Scotch Irish. I actually have red hair. Well, it's dyed, it's not real, but anyway, I love it. The blue milk is so good. It's so good. That's my go-to. Like, some people aren't so interested in the milk stuff, but I'm telling you, the green milk's good too. The blue milk is just a little bit sweeter, so it's more my cup of tea. So good. Okay, pun intended. My cup of tea. Okay. So when we had originally booked, we actually booked for our anniversary is April 8th, and my son's birthday is April 1st. So we had planned to go to Disney, I think it was like the 5th through the 11th or something like that, for about a week. And with coronavirus, that obviously did not happen. So when they opened back up, we had found a resort that was outside of Disney that was like dirt cheap. It was like $40 a night. It's not like the greatest place, but we figured if we're going, then it's fine. But then when coronavirus hit, that got canceled and we got refunded, which is really nice. So I was looking online and I was like, if we're gonna go now with coronavirus, we really need to make sure that it's a nicer place so that it's like we can trust that it's clean and everything. So I booked a resort online called the B Resort, like the letter B Resort. And I didn't realize this until we started booking for getting our passes to go to the park. It's actually a Disney resort. So Disney owns the resorts on property, and then at Disney Springs, they own a bunch of the hotels over there too, or they have partnerships with like the Hilton Garden Inn or the Holiday Inn. B Resort is actually owned by Disney and operated by them, which was little bug just like flew in front of me. Which was just awesome because of course they just made it even more extra special. Doesn't make sense. Had to get that bug away. So in order to go to Disney during Corona, you have to book passes to be able to go to the parks. There's no park hopping right now, which is going to the different parks. And you have to say which park you want to go to each day. So we had to like super plan our trip. We had planned to go for 4 days originally, but then my husband booked a job. He's a videographer. He booked a job, so we had to be back a day early. So we went for 3 days. So we did not go to Animal Kingdom. So I can't tell you about that. But we did Magic Kingdom, and then we did Epcot, and then we did Hollywood Studios, which used to be MGM. If you are an annual pass person, or I think now they've opened it up if you've bought tickets and stuff, you can only book 3 days at a time. Otherwise, if you're staying on a resort, you can stay as long as your stay is, which is super nice. So that way you're not just booking for 2 weeks and then you can only go for 3 days. That would really stink. Okay, got to Disney, got to the B Resort. The B Resort was so nice. And for like $70 a night, it was worth more than that. I will tell you, it was worth more than that. They lowered their resort fees, which is normally like, I think $20 a night, $23 a night, which includes your parking, and includes like hotel, amenities, all that stuff. Because a lot of things were closed, they reduced it down to $10 a night. So, I mean, for 5 nights, it was only $50 for the resort fees, which is also really great. Our first night, the only bummer I will say is there was no microwave in the hotel room. So that was kind of crazy. So they actually have a lot of restrictions, which I'm gonna get to in just like 2 seconds. When you guys go into the parks, there's a lot of restrictions. So when you first get to the parks, so we had annual passes. Ours, we just finally canceled ours because we're not gonna go back for a little bit of time. We just went for the last 2 years. But when you get into the parks and you park and you walk up to the parks, the first thing that happens is they check your temperature. And they have one of those like, I don't know, it's like, I almost want to call it like a ray gun, where they kind of hold it up to your forehead, but they don't get super close, so that way they can keep distance as well. They kind of like hold their arm out and check your temperature. and it keeps a distance from your forehead. So they make sure that you're not above, I think it's 99, it might be 100, but it's somewhere around 99, 100. So they make sure you don't have a temperature. When you are going onto the monorail, if you have to use the monorail, so for the Magic Kingdom, you have to use the monorail from parking. We got our own car on the monorail, which was really nice considering that we have a stroller, like we have a kid, so that was just, it was really nice to be able to have our own. Super nice. They've put all these new mesh things in between each car too, because the cars are technically two separate sections connected, and then it's a separate car, so they've put up dividers in between to keep that distance as well, which was super nice. Masks are required the entire time. You're not allowed to take them off except when you are seated and eating. And I mean, I kind of like took mine down to get some water every so often because it was hot. It was the middle of July. Pastor Adam, when you and Ann went on your honeymoon, your flight got delayed in Florida. Consider going to Disney for a few days instead. Oh man, that would have been awesome. Well, I will tell you, as I kind of like keep going throughout this, I think now is like the best time to go to Disney because of how not crowded it is. When we went on our honeymoon, we got really, really lucky. We went kind of the week before college spring breaks, so it wasn't terribly busy, and it was raining the entire week, mostly, which meant that a lot of locals didn't want to go because it's raining. So I think Disney is best when there's like no one in the parks. I love it so much. Okay, back to Magic Kingdom. Instead of using your fingerprint to get into the parks, because that's what they do, is you have to swipe your pass or your Magic Band and then a fingerprint. They didn't do the fingerprint at all. They did a Magic Band, and then you can kind of go through. Social distancing is encouraged. So at Hollywood Studios, you can build your own droid and lightsaber. They